Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Hope it's all fantastic. Everything here is good. And today I'm curious to know, do you covet things? I don't mean in general, as in, I want to be able to possess the things that the wealthy have. I mean, are there items that are obtainable by you that you covet? Things that you want to own, that you need to own? Or are there things in your possession? Do you have attachment to things? Because I don't. I really don't. And it feels really weird to say that because I definitely did in my past. I definitely coveted things in my past. I definitely, I was a pretty serious card game player, CCG player for a lot of my life, and so I coveted a lot of cards and sets or whatever. I was a collector. I had a collection, and today I don't really have collections. There's nothing I'm collecting. I mean, you could say I collect tools or even clamps. I have lots of those, but I wouldn't really call this a collection. It's not something that I'm like, this is the thing on my list that I have to find. To me, collection seems to imply rarity, and nothing here is particularly rare. I mean, on this wall, the only thing that's rare is my grandfather's wristwatch, right? I have a board game collection, but again, it's not that I went and specifically picked out, oh, I gotta go find this thing, and I searched through listings. I just have games that I've played and I enjoyed playing, and so I kept them, right? And so now they've formed a collection. But there are things in that collection that are collectible. One of those is this simple little game called Plague and Pestilence, which I got many, many years ago. And it's set on my shelf. I've played it a lot, but this is one of those games that they only printed a couple hundred of, and they just don't really exist. And it's not a very good game. I would argue that it's a pretty bad game, as far as games are concerned. But it's a collectible, and lots of people want it. And I used to get trade offers for this on Board Game Geek of hundreds of dollars worth of games for this one little package. And that was always kind of weird to me because I don't covet things like that. I don't, I've said many times, if this house were to vanish, nuclear bomb and all of this stuff got vaporized, I don't think there's anything in my house or in my possessions that I would really go and mourn for. I don't have value like that on things like I used to. There have been times in my life where I really wanted to own a thing and I went and sought it out. Typewriters. I used to repair and restore old typewriters. And there were particular models of typewriters that I was searching and hunting for a long time. I used to have eBay searches for some vintage board games that I really wanted to own. And it took me a while to add those, but I don't have that anymore. There are things that I want, and things that I am going to purchase, and that's what I mean when I say I want them. They're things that I want that are available, and when it's time and when I have the money, I'll just go buy it. There's nothing currently that I just need, except there is this weekend. There's a game coming out on Kickstarter called Mindbug First Contact, and it's a very small packet of cards that is basically a two-player card battling game, Magic the Gathering, that sort of stuff, that has two rules. It's the most possibly the most condensed version of a card battling game you could possibly have. And I saw the Kickstarter for it. It's got Richard Garfield's name attached to it and some other designers and some developer from Magic the Gathering. And I thought, that looks... what? And so when I ended up this weekend finding myself looking up gameplay, finding out that it was on Tabletopia and Tabletop Simulator, played it a bunch, and thought, I have to own this. Now, I don't normally back Kickstarters, but I did. I backed this one because I really want to own it. I want it. And then I discovered that there was 1,000 copies released at Essen this year, like a sort of a soft first edition, just 1,000, and I really want one. Like, some part of me has spent the weekend refreshing the BGG page, hoping somebody would put it up for trade or for sale, checking on eBay to see if anybody's selling it. And I haven't been able to find a copy. I contacted Ignacy to see if they got one in Poland and if maybe I could get a hold of that copy. That's a potential. They do have it. Whether I can have it or not is a different story. But it's been a very long time since I've coveted something like this. Since I've just I have to own that. It's really solid, and I want to collect it. I want it to be a part of my collection, and it's a weird feeling for me at 42 years old to, after years and years of not really assigning any sort of personal value to things like that. It's a strange feeling to be like, I need to own that. I need that in my hands. I want it right now. I don't want to wait. I don't want to. It's not even that. Somebody said today on Twitter. I posted on Twitter if anybody has an Essen copy of Mindbug, I would love to buy it. And they said, you don't want to wait for the Kickstarter. And it's not really about that. Yeah, I'll wait for the Kickstarter because the Kickstarter version is going to be better than the version that was released at Essen. The difference is I want to own both. I want to own the first edition. I want to collect that version. Almost like collecting a first edition of a book. I want it. I don't know why. There's something inside of me saying you need to own that. So I thought I'd share that. I thought I'd ask the question, what do you covet, or do you even covet? Do you, and does it bother you if you do? I guess that's the thing. Like I said, I've never really ascribed personal sentimental value to objects, and so I don't approach things the same way as other people who have those sort of attachments. Like, this was my great grandmother's, or okay, that doesn't mean anything to me, right? If it's not special to me, it's probably not special. And the things that are special to me are memories and my loved ones, and that's really about it. I guess looking at my motorcycle, if this house got vaporized, I'd be like, damn, I really missed that bike, but I'll just get a different one. That's not a big deal. There's not really anything here that has me fixed in place, saying that this is what I need to own, this particular version of this thing. Yeah, so just curious. Also, if you happen to know somebody who has a copy of Mindbug that wouldn't mind parting with it, let me know. I will gladly pay. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is invective. It is a noun meaning criticism or negative observations expressed in the strongest, harshest possible terms. The art of invective resembles the art of boxing. Very few fights are won with the straight left. It's too obvious and can be too easily countered. Gilbert Hyde, a Scottish-born American biographer and essayist. Invective, I-N-V-E-C-T-I-V-E. Strongest, harshest possible terms. The definition in this phrase doesn't help me. When I saw the definition, I thought this is why I love European soccer, football, because the announcers are brutally harsh. They don't hold back. In America, they'd say, "Oh, that was a nice try," and European soccer, they're just like, "What the hell was that? You're garbage," and it's fun to listen to.